And you're listening to News Talk 1340 WJRW. John Gonzalez, MLive.com, the Grand Rapids Press, and the Going Gonzo radio show. Weekdays at 1 o'clock on News Talk 1340 WJRW. This show presented by Mercantile Bank. Go to mercbank.com to find out how you can take your business to the next level. Mercantile Bank here to get you there. And as I said earlier, you're there in Grand Rapids, and I'm here at a beautiful lake, at a beautiful cottage, a beautiful little resort, and I really don't know where I'm at. So I told you earlier that I wasn't sure where I was, so I have someone here to help me. This is Jenny Schmitt. You are the manager here at the Watervale Inn, and okay, where exactly am I, Jenny?
You're in Benzie County.
Okay.
Right in between Frankfort and Arcadia off of M22.
That's why M22 is so beautiful.
Yeah, M22 is gorgeous, all the way up north.
And I had a great trip up here yesterday. And I'm also looking at a lake from your porch here. What lake is this?
This is Lower Herring Lake, which connects into Lake Michigan. There's an outlet between the two.
Okay, and I see a gentleman in a boat.
There's lots of fishing in this lake for bass, walleye, perch. Not a fisherman, so...
Yeah, I'm not either. Well, I guess today I'm going to try a little later today. Well, thank you for having us out here. Tell me more about your inn. How long have you been involved here, and what's the history of this place?
Watervale Inn was originally a logging town that started in 1892, and it was abandoned and deserted and purchased by my family in 1917. And I am the fourth generation of women in the family to run the inn.
Wow, fourth generation. So there must be a lot of history in this place.
Yeah, there is. This was, like I say, it was a very well-established town back in the day. It had a post office, it had a general store, it had roads and trains that ran for miles and out to Lake Michigan, and then it was abandoned after a depression about 2 years after it opened.
And it just sat for a while.
Just sat for probably about 25 years and was falling down, and my great-great-uncle purchased it as a family gathering spot, and over the years it's evolved into a resort. And
it's remained in the family since then. Mm-hmm. How many cottages do you have, and what kind of people do you attract up here? Are these just coming here for the weekend, or how many places do you have, and where do the people come from?
We have there's 14 cottages. We have the main inn. People come here. They spend Saturday to Saturday. We're very old school, traditional northern Michigan summer resort. A lot of families who return year after year. Some for 40 and 50 years. Multi-generation families. The cottages don't have phones or TVs. You're really away.
I found that out last night.
You're away from everything up here, and we're very family-oriented. A lot of outdoor activities in this beautiful part of the state. Yeah,
well, as you said, a lot of families. I see this morning at breakfast, there was a woman, and I assumed her husband with a little baby, and it looked like grandparents were there as well. So you do have the multi-generations that come up here.
Yeah, we have sometimes 4 generations of families that come up, and they spend the week here, and they've grown up coming here. The kids who work in the dining room all grew up coming here as guests and spend the summer here, and we get a lot of Dirty Dancing references.
Yeah, okay, well, just don't have me dance. You don't want to see me dance. Although I have been known to cut up the rug a few times. That's a different story for another day, Jenny. Jenny Schmitt here. We are at a beautiful setting. This lake is a little smaller than... There's an upper lake as well, right?
Yeah, there's upper and lower herring.
Okay.
And this is about a mile long. It's a little deceptive, but it is a bigger lake than it looks.
It probably is, but I think, is the upper larger? About the same size.
It's a little bit larger.
Okay, a little bit larger. But you know what? Who's going to be out measuring the lakes, right?
Yeah.
Not me. You said about 14 different cottages here. But I noticed we were talking about breakfast as well. A lot of these folks that stay in these cottages, they're coming up to the main place here for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Breakfast and dinner. We don't serve lunch.
All right, okay, all right. And what's that experience like for them?
Well, people come. They always sit at the same table. They have their same waitress for the week. They get to know them. Our food, we really try to source a lot of it locally, a lot of it organic. Everything's homemade. And they come in, they sit down, they order off the menu, and we do it twice a day, every day.
Twice a day, every day. Now, you were telling me earlier off the air that this is about when it really kicks into high gear for you guys.
Yeah, starting this weekend, we'll be full, and it'll really this is kind of the calm before the storm.
It is just so beautiful up here. I've never been to this area before. And I imagine that's probably one of the biggest reasons people keep coming back year after year.
Yeah, I think there's a sense of tradition and continuity for a lot of families that's missing, that you just don't have in the rest of your life. And this part of Michigan is incredibly beautiful.
And it seems so laid back up here, too. I mean, I know some people go on vacation, they maybe go to a major city like Boston or New York or Chicago, and it's the hustle and bustle and the Starbucks and, trying to find your hotel. And, it's almost a lot of work to go on vacation. Yeah,
I think up here there's a lot of the sameness. You just know you're going to be in the same cottage, and it's just a really known quantity and that sense of familiarity that's really nice. The kids, you grow up here and you have your Watervale friends, and you see them a week for every summer, and it's just relaxing. There's not a big agenda up here.
Jenny Schmitt from the manager of the Watervale Inn here in Benzie County. I'm trying to still get my bearings exactly where I'm at. But you mentioned that people are coming back year after year. Do they also stay the same week?
They come, they stay the same week, they stay in the same cottage. Nothing changes. And that's what I think people really like about it.
And if people want to come up here to experience this and kind of blend in with the local culture, I see the golf cart there. I almost got run over twice because you have little sidewalks, but you have little areas too. So when you come in here, do they like take your luggage to your cottage?
No, you're pretty self-sufficient when you come here.
That's not valet service there?
No, there's none.
Oh, because she just ran me over because I must have been in her way. Yeah, she was a lot of fun. And everyone's so nice here, too.
Yeah, I think it is. Well, we try to be.
Unless she actually runs me over, then no, it's probably my fault for being in the way. But it's a beautiful setting. It's a great tradition. But how can people find out more about you? How can they stay here?
Well, we do have a website at watervaleinn.com, and people can always give us a call or check that out. We, like I say, there's a lot of continuity, but things always do change at the same time.
Yeah.
So there are openings, and
so you do have occasional openings.
Yeah, of course.
But you were telling me off there that kind of this is a good time to come, early in the season and late in the season.
Yeah, that's when it tends to have the most amount of flexibility.
Right.
And also, in my opinion, it's a nice, relaxing time to come. The peak of the season is pretty hectic, in a good way, but
in a good way. That's a good thing when it's pretty busy.
I mean, that's what you want.
I'm sure it makes the time go by so quickly here. Jenny Schmitt, Watervale Inn. Can you tell me just one last thing here? I'm kind of curious because this is your whole life here.
Yes.
What's your best memory from being up here as a kid? Maybe just growing up and coming out here.
Probably that sense of anticipation of driving down Watervale Road when you're so excited to be here and you're going to see your friends that you haven't seen for a year, and just that sense of excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still get that every day?
Yeah, someday. Yeah, I do. There is a lot of days where it is. The drive-in is just really beautiful, and I realize how lucky I am to live here.
Yeah, and you have a lot of young people that work here, too. Are these all college students?
They're all college-age kids who work here. So they come, they spend the summer here, they live on site, and have that. Those are some really great memories for me as well, because I did that.
Oh, you did that as well?
Oh, yeah.
Where are they from? Are they all from Michigan area? Or?
No, a lot of our guests are from Illinois, Indiana, mainly Midwest.
Mainly Midwest.
But they go to college all over the country and then come back here.
And they can't wait to spend the summer with you guys here on the porch.
Yeah.
And out in the water as well. So, hey, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and continued success out here. And hopefully we'll be back, because I'm sure our listeners would love to come up here. They really would.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. All right, and coming up next year, we'll do local news just in a few seconds from our local news team to give us the headlines. Also, we'll have ABC News at the bottom of the hour. And then my buddy Emily Riquette from Riquette Media will stop in, and she'll take over the show because, as you can hear, I'm out of town. Take care, everyone. And coming up next here on News Talk 1340, WJRW.